Sure.
Hi, my name is Leandro Facchinetti, and let's talk about audio production. Hello, Arya.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. I'm happy that this is actually working, I guess, more or less. Hopefully. If you are watching the stream, let me know if this is working. Last Wednesday, no, 2 Wednesdays ago, I had to cancel last time. Uh, I was trying to figure out the audio routing so I could record and stream at the same time, and it was absolutely crazy. I think I nailed it. I think I have a setup that works now, and I want to explain what I did because first I find it super interesting, and second, maybe you guys can help me improve the thing that I have. Okay, so first, my goal is to have the two computer setup. I don't want my streaming computer to also be my recording computer because streaming takes a lot of resources from the machine, and I want the stream to look as good as it can. So, on my streaming machine, usually I have the microphone connected. But this time I don't
hmm
have the microphone connected to the streaming machine. I have the microphone connected to the machine in which I am going to use Reaper, the machine that that you see right now, my cursor moving around. So let's work through the signal chain from my microphone to you all. It starts in the microphone, gets into the computer that I'm going to use to record, and it goes into an instance of Reaper that is dedicated to just routing audio. And I have a dedicated instance so I don't solo things and accidentally mute myself or whatnot. So a dedicated Reaper instance just for this has a single track, and it outputs to a multi-output device. So it's my actually my default device. I called it last time like crazy audio setup. Now it's called streaming, and this has three devices configured. It's a multi-output device. It's not an aggregate device. So if you know the nitty-gritty of the audio MIDI setup, you know the difference. But if you don't, an aggregate device is just you can pretend that multiple actual pieces of hardware are combined into a single piece of hardware from the operating system's perspective, while a multi-output device it's like a cable splitter. So my audio comes out of Reaper and it's split into these different devices. The first device is my built-in output, which I should mute. You shouldn't. I should not have this enabled actually. So I only have this one to prevent whatever issues may happen. After having read the black hole documentation, there may be some issues related to not having a built-in output as part of my multi-output device. So I have it there, multi-output, but it's actually muted. Then I output to my H5 and to black hole. My H5 is my hardware that I'm using to both connect my microphone as well as my headphone. And Arya was right. He mentioned in the last stream that I could disable the direct monitoring in the device so I don't hear myself via the device. And that actually works. That's actually true. So
Yeah.
that's fine. Um, but I am hearing myself because of this wiring that I'm doing. I am putting the microphone into Reaper. Reaper is outputting to my multi-output device, and then I hear it back on my headphones. I guess I could try to fix this by not outputting to my streaming thing, but to output just to black hole. I guess that would also work. In fact, why don't I try it right now? So if I output only to black hole,
I stopped hearing something. Yeah, no, we don't hear you.
yeah, no idea. But now it works again. So whatever. Bo, hi Bo, it's nice to have you here. What we're gonna do today, first I'm working through my audio routing setup for recording and for streaming. That is a follow-up to our previous stream, and then I have practiced the song. We are gonna record acoustic guitar today. That is the plan. In fact, I don't have much time, so I'm going to just go ahead and do these things. I'm going to complete my explanation here of the audio routing. So audio comes from the microphone into my, I'm going to call this like the main computer. The other one is the streaming computer. So my main computer, and then it also outputs to the H5, and I hear that via the headphones. Great. Then the audio goes to black hole because it needs to go from Reaper into OBS running on this machine right here. So that's the only input that I have here, the black hole input. The black hole input is then output via NDI into my streaming computer.
Oh.
And you don't get to see the streaming computer, but via NDI, the audio and the video from the computer, from the main computer, is getting into the streaming computer.
And no
of course,
latency?
there is a bit of
Or
latency, like 200 milliseconds. I
doable. Okay,
measured
cool.
it. Yeah, I measured this with a clap, and it's about 280 milliseconds on my setup with my computers, my
Wow.
network situation. So that's what I have right now. And I think that my camera is actually in sync with my lips. If I clap, it shouldn't be too much out of sync. And that's because
great.
it just so happens that the latency of the capture card I use for the camera is also about 280 milliseconds. So I didn't have to put any offsets for that to work, which is kind of amazing.
Oh.
But if I had, I could just clap, and I would figure what was the thing that had the most latency, and I would compensate everything accordingly. Fortunately, that was not necessary. What is necessary, however, is in my usual streams, I have my microphone connected to my streaming computer, and in that case, I have to offset that audio by 280 milliseconds. But there you go. So I have another OBS running on my streaming computer, and of course, OBS is streaming to YouTube. That's how you all hear me. But Arya is not watching me via the stream. He is on a Skype call with me. So in my streaming computer, I have something similar to what I'm about to show. It's not exactly the same. So what I have is I have advanced monitoring going to black hole on my streaming computer. And I monitor macOS, my microphone, all of these other sources. And I send this output from OBS to black hole via monitoring. And on the Skype call that I have on my streaming computer, the input that Arya gets to hear is black hole. And that's important because I have an NDI thing going on as well on my streaming computer to get Arya into the stream. But I don't want Arya to hear himself. So on my advanced audio settings, on my streaming computer, not on the main computer, but on my advanced audio settings computer, I say that I don't want to monitor Arya. So it doesn't go to black hole and Arya doesn't hear himself. So it's a mix minus sort of thing. Bam. So that's how you all hear me. And that's how you see Arya and everything. That's great. You hear Arya via that as well. NDI is sending an audio from the Skype window into OBS. That's great. Okay, but how do I hear Arya? Because my headphones are connected to my main computer. Well, I have on this OBS instance on my main computer, I have this guest source, which is not on the stream. I mean, I can enable it and then you're going to see two Aryas, but it's not visible on the stream. I only have this source here because I can go to my advanced audio setting situation here and show the guest thing, which is inactive, but I have it on monitor. It doesn't output, but it's on monitor. And then here I do a similar trick that I did on the main computer, or the streaming computer, and I monitor via the H5. So I get to hear Arya back on my headphone. And that, I think, is the ideal streaming / recording situation, because the stream will always be as good as the stream can be. And I have a dedicated computer just for encoding. My camera will not lag, hopefully. So that would be great. And I can hear Arya. Arya can hear me. Everyone can hear Arya. It's great. I'm finally happy with the setup, I think.
I need to standing ovation, but I'm too lazy. That's very cool. And I had one question about that. So, this is making me freak out a little bit. Not this, but just I've been freaking out a little bit because so tomorrow I'm doing this like really long stream. I think minimum 5, maximum possibly more than 12 hours. And I'm starting to freak out that when I usually like record videos, I'm fine. When I usually stream, I'm okay. But tomorrow there's gonna be a point where I would have tons of MIDI instruments running, tons of effects. Well, I won't do them in parallel, but there will be a point where I would have, my buffer size at like 1024, and I'll be really pushing my computer, even if it wasn't streaming, to its limits or near its limits. So now I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is the way to go. I got to get a second computer to stream through. But I can't do that tomorrow. So tomorrow may be a complete disaster.
Like
But
like
so
our
to
previous stream together here on my channel. That was a complete disaster on my side, I think.
Was it though? No, I think it was fine. Like people saw it and heard what was going on. No.
Yeah, but what they heard was mostly me saying like, "Oh my God, I don't know how to do these computers," and I'm like, my official title is computer scientist, so what am I
Hmm.
doing if I don't know how to fix a printer and I don't know how to connect some cables? What am I doing?
No, I think like there's no way to fix a stream unless you do a stream. Because I sit for hours and I like do diagrams. I'm like, this is how this will work. And then you start streaming and then it's like, no, that's not how I'm gonna work.
Yeah, I didn't
So
actually
yeah, just
draw
sit
the
over there.
diagrams, but I must confess that that night I went to bed and I was like for about half an hour just thinking through. So, okay, the audio goes from there to there. Okay, I think I figured it out. Oh no, I won't be able to hear Arya that way. The stream will hear Arya, but I won't. And Bo
Yeah.
is. So, by the way, let's follow up with the chat. Mix Magic Studio says, hi, hello, it's nice to have you here. And Bo asks, can you run the stream on a different computer? Yes. In fact, that's what I recommend. That's how you get, I think, the best quality. So you have a computer that is just for the stream, and that's what I have right here in front of me. It's just running OBS and Skype and a YouTube window for me to see the chat. That's it. And then I have a separate computer that I can do whatever. I can open 1,000 effects. It's going to be super slow. It doesn't really matter. You still be able to see me without a lag. And if it wasn't for the fact that I need to use the same audio interface for both talking to you all and recording, you would not hear any audio artifacts as well. Because I have this weird routing situation, if this computer, the main computer, not the streaming computer, if the main computer lags behind, I think you will be able to hear it. But the camera will be fine. So we'll see.
Mix Magic says buffer size to 4028. Well, 4096 if we're being pedantic. But so that creates its own issue, and that is normally when I do my videos, I'm recording my vocals dry, running it through my effects chain. When I'm doing streams, I'm running my vocals directly through my effects chain through a track on Reaper, the same way Leandro's doing. So as buffer size goes hella up, then I will start to hear myself with a latency. And when you hear yourself speaking with a latency, you start to sound like a drunk because you hear things and you're almost taken aback from hearing its response, which I guess so I can open 2 Reapers, each with their own block size, and one of them just has my thing on it. But again, all of this is like I'm just adding stuff on top of stuff on one computer. So I'm streaming through a computer. On the same computer, I have a webcam and I have my microphone going through the thing, and there's 2 aggregate devices. Well, tomorrow there'll be 1 aggregate device.
Yeah.
And starts to like really weigh the resources down. So we gotta, yeah, I tomorrow we'll see what happens.
Yeah, here I have 2 Reaper instances. In one is just my microphone going to you all. I'm not gonna change this, but on this one I have what we are gonna record. In fact, what I have here is different. It's a song that I recorded as part of my homework. The homework was to record on the floor, but I didn't exactly do that. What I did is, I think it's even better, but you as the teacher are going to let me know otherwise. I recorded a whole song, so I wrote another song. I recorded the whole song to the best of my abilities. So this is going to be the base. I need to improve from here. And in fact, I wrote this song because of the baby. The baby, I had to leave early, I guess 2 Tuesdays ago, and I had to postpone the stream last week because baby had gastroenteritis. So I wrote a song about gastroenteritis. It was supposed to be fun, but no one laughed at it. And it's in Portuguese, which actually brings me to a different thing. There is this very funny video, but it's only funny if you know Portuguese because it's a video in Portuguese. But what happened is... so yeah, there... Oh, no. Yeah, I guess I need to search it like this. Come on, can I not find the video anymore? Yeah, here it is. So this video is like... it was viral 14 years ago. And... wow. It was just this person being interviewed on the street. The person had a monitor on, and the monitor had a lag. So the person sounds crazy. I guess I can paste the link for people who just want to have a quick laugh. Even if you don't speak Portuguese, you may find this amusing.
Yes, okay, yeah.
So I'll send the link on the chat as soon as the beach ball goes away on my streaming computer. No, not this link. So there is this thing in macOS where the clipboard is integrated in multiple computers, but of course it's failing right now. I'll paste the link at some point in the stream, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, so this song that I wrote is also in Portuguese, but I can translate the lyrics for you all. And you know what? I'm not able to paste this link, so just go to YouTube and search for Sanduíche Ishi, and there you go. Search YouTube for that. You will be able to find the video, of course. So yeah, the song is in Portuguese. It's just acoustic guitar and vocals. I recorded this myself here in this exact space where I am, and I can talk about how I recorded it, but first I want to show you the song. So here it is.
Yeah, let's just hear it first.
Essa é uma história real de um bebê que tá na idade de aprender a andar e agora não consegue parar de defecar. Foi provavelmente alguma coisa que eu peguei no chão que iniciou toda essa situação. O problema é que eu ponho tudo na boca e agora o meu cu virou essa coisa louca. Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite, passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. Desde que a canção começou, troquei de fralda 3 vezes. Caguei mais numa noite do que nos outros 9 meses. O que eu posso fazer? Eu sou só um bebê. Não quero mais comer. Sei o que vai acontecer. Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite, passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. Pode ser um vírus ou uma bactéria que me faz produzir toda essa matéria fecal. Eu não tô legal, fui pro hospital, disseram que é normal. Pra eles deve ser fácil vir com esse papo pro meu lado. Afinal não são eles que estão com o cu assado. Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite, passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite, passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. Agora só quem tá cagado. Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite, passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. Ele é marrom esverdeado. Gastroenterite, e vem de meia e meia hora. Passo o tempo inteiro. Antes cheirava mal, mas agora é praticamente só água. Thank you. I want to translate the lyrics so maybe you can get the jokes. It's funny because you were not laughing at the jokes. Of course you weren't. uh,
I at least got that. It was funny that just the first word of the chorus is like gastroenterite.
and
Like
yeah.
who?
Yeah, thank you all in the chat sending me love. So in the beginning I say this is a real story of a baby that is about to learn how to walk and now cannot stop pooping. So it was probably something that I picked up on the floor that started this whole situation. The problem is that I put everything in my mouth and now my ass is this crazy thing. Do I need to, when I say ass or shit or things like that, do I need to like flag my stream saying that it's not child safe or something? I don't know how to do that. I mean,
You should already say that it's not made for kids, which you already are, because if you said that it is for kids, you wouldn't have chat, so you're okay.
yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
beware, there is ass and poop and whatnot on this on this song. But anyway, the chorus goes gastroenteritis. As much as I avoid it, I spend the whole time going to the bathroom. That's what the chorus says. And the second verse is since this song started, I changed diapers 3 times. I pooped more this night than in the other 9 months. What can I do? I'm only a baby. I don't want to eat any longer. I know what's gonna happen. Gastroenteritis, as much as I avoid it, I spend the whole time going to the bathroom. And the bridge is it may be a virus or a bacteria that makes me produce all this uh, fecal matter, but in
Material.
Portuguese you say it the other way around. So it's that makes me produce all this matter, and then on the next part it says fecal. Anyway, uh, fecal matter. I am not fine. I went to the hospital. They said it's normal. So people who were watching me over at Arya's channel last Tuesday, you all know that I had to go to the hospital. Not because the baby wasn't okay. He was okay, but just because I had to be there with him. And then I say, for them it must be easy to come with this kind of conversation because it is not their ass that has a rash. And then the chorus again and again. And then in the middle I say, now only people who are pooped sing along. And then I had some ad libs that I don't have here in the lyrics, but they say something like, it is greenish brown and it comes every half an hour, and at first it smelled a little but now it's mostly water. So yeah, that is my song. I sent it to my family. My family did not find it fun. It's not their kind
They
of
thought it
humor.
was too soon.
I don't know. People take babies so seriously. I mean, we call our
Yeah.
baby the little demon from hell and whatnot, and people are like, but it's in a
Yeah, you
friendly
can't
way.
say that.
We love the
Yeah.
baby. uh,
Yeah.
and so Patrick,
I like that you wrote your lyrics on Visual Code Studio. That's funny.
I actually wrote it on paper, but then I had to have it in front of me while I sang, so I
Mm.
copied it into Visual
It
Studio
is
Code.
useful because you got those like little tabs, so you can put your chords like beat one, beat
Yes,
two.
and that's
It
the
does
reason
have
why I
its
use Visual
benefits.
Studio Code. I could just go to text edit, but by default it shows me proportional font if I just make a new
Yeah.
document, and I guess it shows me Helvetica, and I guess I can always go to plain text mode, and then it shows me a monospaced font. But monospaced is important because I need my chords to align with the lyrics. I mean,
Right.
when I'm recording something, I'm singing it like for the third time. As you know from having watched my
Yeah.
previous stream with Arya, I don't practice a lot. I don't have the time for that. So what I do is I put the chords on top of the sentence, or better yet, on top of the syllable that I need to change the chord to. So it helps me with the flow. And usually the songs that I write don't have like very good metric. I am very free flowing
Yeah.
with my verses, so it's not easy to memorize. I kind of have to memorize how to sing each syllable more or less, which may be an
Patrick says
advantage or
could be a good
disadvantage of
song for
making.
seniors too.
Sorry.
That's funny. Patrick on the chat says could be a good song for seniors too.
I guess then it may not be as fun, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess senior bowel movements are less fun. Or maybe they're more fun because now you have all this like backlog of humor that you can really fall back on and like laugh at yourself. Like this is the culmination of my life. Like if you think about, I don't know, somebody super great, ruled the world, invented a bunch of stuff. They still the end of their lives is pooping their pants. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Um, in a philosophical way. So one thing I have to say is I'm not sure I was hearing exactly what you were hearing. I was hearing I was hearing a little bit of frame weirdnesses, and one of them I actually took note of. Could you scroll back a little bit to before the last chorus? I just want to see if the same thing happens again. I think it's measure 49, is it? Yeah, can you play from like right where your edit cursor is?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go
Just before measure 49. Yeah.
que me faz produzir toda essa matéria fecal. Eu não tô legal, fui pro hospital.
Yeah. So there I heard like a framed like just a small like audio hiccup, but also overall the quality I'm hearing, I'm just trying to make sure it's the same thing that you are hearing. And I don't know how to test for that. I guess I'm
Well, there is
recording the
one
same audio.
way. There is one way to do this. I can just drop this into a public place, and you can hear it, like from your browser, for instance. So you can go to
Okay,
something
yeah.
like Google Drive and do that. And meanwhile, while I'm uploading this, let's answer. Patrick asks, "Hi, Patrick. It's nice to have you here. How many background vocals were they doubled?" Oh, in fact, the song is already here. I was sending this to someone else apparently, so I can get a link and copy it. And now I need to be able to paste on the other computer. Oh, to hell with that.
You can email it to me and I can put it in the chat too.
Yeah, that's alright. I can also come here to go live and manage and here, and I'll access the chat from this machine as well. There we go. So
You?
And you want to hear near 1 minute and 36 seconds. Okay, so background vocals, were they doubled? Yes, so while Arya is downloading and preparing to hear that part on his side, what I gave you is an MP3. I can also render this to a wave if you want, but in any case. So what I have here going on is first, I am not too experienced with recording the guitar and the vocals separately because I have played my guitar and sang together the whole experience that I have with playing the guitar. So what I did, in fact, the way this started is I kind of wrote the song kind of as a joke while we were preparing lunch, and then I came here to get to work, and I was like, oh, but I want to record this real quick so I don't forget how it goes. And I set up the microphone, and then I played it once, and I was like, oh no, let me just play it again. Oh no, let me do some background vocals, and then I ended up producing the whole thing. And I only spent like 2 hours on this, 3 maybe. So it's not very well produced, I don't think. But what I did is I put my XY microphone. It comes with the Zoom H5, and I put it like pointing at the guitar around fret 12, so I would get a stereo image of the guitar, because the guitar was going to be the main thing on this song. And I used my SM58 for the vocals, and I recorded them both at the same time. So those are the 2 tracks you see here. So I recorded these 3 times, and I selected my favorite take. GSPT 4760, hey, what's up? Hey, what is up is that we are first looking at the bass line of a song with the best of my recording abilities. I recorded a song, and it's in the chat right above your comment, so you can go ahead and listen to that if you want. And now we are discussing how I recorded this and what I can improve, and then we are going to record the guitar for a different song that I wrote. So yeah, as I was saying, I recorded the guitar with an XY microphone that comes with the Zoom H5, and I recorded the vocals at the same time.
Essa é uma história real de um bebê que está na idade de aprender a andar e agora não consegue parar de defecar.
Hey, Arya.
Foi provavelmente alguma coisa que eu peguei no chão. Passo o tempo inteiro.
There you go. I muted Arya so you all don't have to hear him while he's listening to the song. Arya, can you hear me?
Oh, you hear all of this stuff? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was hearing all of that. I muted, but...
oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Routing audio is complicated. Oh, so GSPT actually speaks Portuguese. Yeah, awesome. Okay. I'm glad you like it. All right, so that was the first take. I just did this whole thing in one take. You can see that I have not glued this together. It's a single take. And I'm not claiming that I made this perfect. And I did not play with a click. I used to try to record with a click, but encouraged by Arya, now I did not use a click. So I just recorded the thing. And then I was like, oh, but I really want to double the vocals here and there. So I do have harmonies on the chorus. I sang the chorus twice, but exactly the same melody. So I just doubled the vocals, or tripled the vocals, I think. So if you just hear the... Actually, this is kind of interesting. Let's just hear the microphone that was in the guitar. It's going to pick up some spill from my voice, of course. So you hear a lot of my voice in what was supposed to be the guitar. But the other way around is not as much the case. So this is just my vocal and you don't hear the guitar.
E agora o meu cu virou essa coisa louca, gastroenterite.
I mean, you hear a little bit of it, but not too much.
By the way, the recording you sent me, what I'm hearing through the stream is 100% like way. It just sounded a lot weirder when we heard it on the stream, so that is quite interesting. I don't know what could be causing it, because I've done so many tests with Black Hole, not through streaming but through recording, where I played something through it and then recorded Black Hole back onto Reaper and did null tests and all that stuff. But I think if we do it right now, it's night and day different as I listen to your file. And I guess when I was accidentally broadcasting what I was playing to everybody, were you hearing your own song differently through the stream? Or were you hearing it?
Can you do that again?
Sure, let's give it a test.
Só bebê, não quero mais comer sei o que vai acontecer.
I hear it very different. Yeah, I can hear probably Skype messing up the whole thing. But
Yeah.
I cannot put my finger on it. I don't really know how to describe the difference. I think that the guitar is not as clear, but I don't know how to elaborate on this.
Yeah, I kind of heard it when I was hearing it on the stream. I was just, hearing like a slightly filtered version of it. It felt like, and it could be, and I don't know where in your chain this would be. Like, was I picking up a slight amount of you hearing your own song through a microphone on top of the song, kind of deal? But anyway, like, no need to dwell on that too much. I was just trying to make sure, and yeah, that's it.
So you think that the recording in the file that I sent is better than what you heard on the stream? It's not only different, it's better.
Yeah, like even though that's MP3, and I don't really pretend to hear too much of a difference between MP3 and Wave unless you like make a file that's specified to make that difference known. But yeah, it sounds a lot more like full and nice and upfront when I was hearing it. In the stream, I was feeling a little bit like phony, basically, phone like.
And then I guess that is also true of everything that I play here, right? I mean, when I'm soloing things to show things, you will hear this difference as well.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And I mean, we should test this, but maybe not now. But you can basically play your MP3 song and I'll record it on Reaper and we can do a null test at some point.
That will be interesting, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And also it may be just the amount of things that I have in my chain. Like I have black hole here, and then I have NDI, and then I have like the hole there. So that may be it. I don't know. But yeah, I was talking about the harmonies. So I recorded this take, and then I did some harmonies, so you can hear just my voice this time.
Gastroenterite, mesmo que eu evite.
And then again here, the same thing. Passo o tempo inteiro indo no banheiro. And then together.
Gastroenterite.
Panned a little bit to the left and right. I want to say. I panned this, didn't I? I think I did. How do I see the panning here? Yes, I panned left and right. And oh, that's talking about panning. The guitar I had to pan because the XY microphone was speaking more on one side, so I panned to compensate, so it would be relatively about the same level on left and right.
Mhm.
And then I did, so I doubled everything, and then I did these harmonies that are like chords. So I can show you one of these. The way I did this is just I had the guitar on my lap, and I played the note, and I think, yeah, that sounds good. It was mostly the major triads or minor triads. It was mostly triads. I think I have a seventh here, and I was just playing the note. Da, da, da. Okay, oh, that's the thing I want to play. That's the thing I want to sing. So I sang like and then hit another one. And for every note, I did it twice. So I have another one here. And then I pan to the two left and right, and you end up with this. And then I have other notes here. And then more notes over there, and then you put the whole thing together, it sounds like this. Timing is sloppy, and it's just what it is. and that's it. That's it for the recording. I did different takes. I did not just copy and paste. I did different takes throughout the song. I also have another harmony here, but it's a very simple thing, just for getting into the chorus.
Não quero mais comer.
But same technique, and then some more harmonies here, some ad libs. And while I was recording, I was supposed to be working, and my wife and baby came here to visit. And the baby was not really crying, but he was making his noises. And I just hit record, so I recorded this, and I put it at the end of this song.
Passo o tempo inteiro.
Antes cheirava mal, mas so there you go. That's what I did. So Arya, please teach me how to do better.
Okay, I really like the song and the songwriting and everything, and my experience was slightly soiled by whatever the hell it is that's going on. Because also judging by the chat, it sounds fine in the stream. I'm just hearing a shit version of it, and like, not that I'm like a stickler for audio quality or anything like that. I just don't like when all these fucking softwares, they do videos super well, and then when it comes to audio, they do a bunch of random stuff and they give you zero control over it. Like, yo, Skype, if you're doing any compression on this, could you cut it out? There's no way to tell Skype to leave my audio alone. So I was just trying to figure this out.
Maybe there is. I don't know. I used to have. I usually have Saturday meetings for my day job, and they always said that they heard some static after I said something, a bit of static, and it was the Zoom configuration by default would try to reduce noise and whatnot. Turning that off helped, but here on Skype it's already turned off. So
yeah, I have that off on mine as well, but yeah, it does sound like compression of sorts. 'Cause even like when you were playing your backing vocals soloed, it was sounding normal, and then when you started playing all of them together, I could hear like a kind of just a rrpy tone. That's how I would describe it. But okay, so this is really great. It's good that you did a song.
I actually have something else that I want to comment because I forgot about it.
Okay.
In the process of recording all this, I panned some things and whatnot. I actually think I made a mistake. I had both the SM58 and the XY connected to the Zoom at the same time, and when I was copying the tracks to do the harmonies, I think that in some of the harmonies I actually recorded with the XY sitting on top of my desk as opposed to the SM58 right in front of my face. So there was that, and I tried to find the versions that would be wrong, but I couldn't, so I don't know. I think there
One
are
of
some
your
versions here
doubles sounded further away. So I think from 8 and 9, when you were showing somebody in the chat, as I was trying to download the song, I heard a double solo, then that felt like it's a little further away, which I thought was a good thing. But
yeah, and then the other thing I did is I tried to play with post-processing. You can see that there is no effects. No effects on the tracks. I tried to play with EQ, compression, and reverb. I don't think that this song would need much more than EQ, compression, and reverb, but everything I did just made things sound worse. So I decided to just leave it. No reverb. Okay. Ideally, I think that some harmonies like this should go further to the back in the mix. Should be more in the background. And the only thing I did to make that happen was to lower the volume. But I think there should be some reverb in there as well to make it sound like the Leandros in the chorus are further behind in the stage.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to play with effects. I know how to write the effects. I know how to write a compressor, but I don't know how to use one. Yeah, so well, sorry, I interrupted you. I just wanted to put you
want.
Sorry?
We can talk about how to make things sound further away if you want as well.
Yeah, but I just wanted to add that to give you the whole story on what I did. And now you were saying things that I can improve, so go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, okay, the first obvious thing that I would say that makes a big difference, and I think I picked this up from one of Jacob Collier's streams, but edit your backing vocals a lot tighter. So literally as soon as they die off, they're fully gone, you know? Even like if there's like some pauses in the middle, um like I'm talking about if a note goes like da 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 da, even those pauses between the notes you can edit out. So maybe those are too small, but definitely like between the two different phrases that you have, if you edit those out, it'll just clean things up a lot. Like yeah, kind of on measure. I have half of your camera in front of me. Beady boop boop boop. Um, but yeah, it would be measure. Yeah, right where that time selection is. So just edit like backing vocals a lot tighter. As soon as they're gone, they're gone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that really can like help clean things up, especially when you're in a home environment. Just kind of like, and then that way when we also later introduce kind of like compression and start to do more DSP stuff, we are just making sure we're doing that to none of the noise, because maybe one of the noise is fine and then six of them together even for a little bit of time is definitely something we want to avoid. um, you got to take situation right there. Doesn't look like it needs to be there, but anyway, that's another thing.
That's because I forgot the lyrics and I had to
uh
start over and
punch.
patch things.
Okay,
I
cool,
think that's
cool.
what's happening here. But I think I
So what do
selected
you
the
think
wrong take,
about,
didn't I? It should be this take, I think.
yeah, that looks more continuous than the one below it.
Yeah, so this is probably wrong and this is probably right. Here
Okay.
I probably just forgot what I had to sing and then I started over on this take.
Hmm. Um, then when it comes to like, okay, like with your harmonies, one approach would be to like align them, but I think we shouldn't align them because the whole vibe is like Leandro and a bunch of Leandros like sitting around the campfire talking about the difficult day they had, right? So this doesn't need to be like pow, 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 all the harmonies start and stuff at the, like, you know, it's not like military orchestra or military choir vibes. So I do like that they're like not aligned. What do you think about that?
You mean aligning, you mean in terms of time, or do you mean in terms of trying to zoom in and look at the phase of the signal like we did last
Oh no,
stream?
in terms of like the timing of each take.
Oh, okay, so you mean like when I zoom in, this Leandro here started earlier and this Leandro here
Yeah.
started later.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't think that's an issue we need to like spend time on, but what?
do you fix that in post or do you make a new take?
I mean, if you're all the backing vocals, there's it's really hard other than like listening to a take that you just did 100 times before doing the next take to like make that be aligned. You know what I mean? So like a choir group will be really kind of in tune with each other and they've practiced a lot. But if I'm doing a take and now I have a take and I got to do a second take, like I'm going to listen to it a couple of times and I'm going to be off. But I also just, I don't fix it. The only thing I will fix is I'll go through it and I'll find phrases that end or begin with an S and or P or B. So with these three things, you don't want a slight amount of change, a slight amount of like timing discrepancy. Because imagine if four people are saying Peter at different times, it goes prrr, like it can be really kind of like plosive, 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 plosive. Or same thing with S, like S, 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 like all kind of happening within 10 milliseconds is super annoying. And one thing that backup singers also do is they underpronounce their P's, B's, S's, K's. They basically do a lot of the vowels. They underpronounce their consonants. So, because consonants create a rhythm, right? Like if five people say task and they're all off, that kind of can mess things up. So from the like recording stage, you're kind of like cognizant of the fact that if they are slightly off, you definitely don't want like a rhythm to be created. So you just underpronounce. But in terms of alignment, yeah, like if you're aligning, if you are the only person singing, then you align it with yourself. 'Cause yeah, otherwise, what?
So you're saying that if you were recording by yourself, you are going to get as close as you can when you're singing, but then you would try to fix it in post, and you would just come here and
Yeah,
slide
I'll
this.
try to touch it up if it needs it. If I feel like the vibe of the song needs it, which, like, in this case, I feel like we can get away with it. Um,
Also, it
and
was my first time recording background vocals at all. I have never
yeah,
done this before.
and they sound really good. Like they sound together, they sound super nice and strong. Just nice harmonies. It just sounds really pleasant when you add harmonies to a song. It just takes it up a notch. Um, and so if you want to make them sound far away, what are some things we can do? We can use a reverb. That's one thing. But what else happens? So if you say you got a phone beep and it rings here, you record it, and then you put it like 10 meters away and record it. What about the profile of that sound changes? Do you know?
Well, uh, I don't think you are talking about timing. I mean, it will if you record two phones that are synchronized and one is further away, it will come later into the microphone. But I
Uh-huh.
don't think you're talking about that. You're probably talking about the fact that different frequencies travel at different distances. So
Mm.
you can hear a bass guitar from very far. If you are like very far from a concert, you can still hear the bass guitar, but you will not hear the guitar maybe or the singer. Same thing with the
Yeah.
kick drum. You can hear the kick drum, but you may not necessarily hear the rest, like the snare. So it changes I guess, the frequency spectrum of the sound as well. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, exactly. So your high frequencies, they're going up, down, quickly, quickly, quickly. As they're moving through the space, they are pulsating at a faster rate, so they decay faster. So one way to create distance is to put a high pass filter. But one thing that also is noteworthy to mention is that sometimes reverb won't make things sound further away depending on whether you have early reflections enabled or not. Because early reflections we hear when we are close to the source of the sound in a space. We hear those early reflections and then we hear kind of that like wash of the reverb tail as it goes around the room. So some people, when they want to make things sound further away, they turn up the reverb, whereas in reality, that would just make the space more reverberant. But in terms of where the placement of the sound is, if you have early reflections, you are early, you are close to the source. So if you want to go away, what you do is you turn down the early reflections, and that really starts to make things kind of sound further away. Um, and another thing that happens with distance, and this happens at a longer distance than frequency, but the envelope of the sound changes in terms of how a mic would pick it up, right? So a mic is more sensitive towards the front. So as you put things in the back, their envelopes become softer. Their transients are softened up. All those like sharp edges of their sounds in terms of loudness, they all kind of get evened out. So you can also use a compressor to make things sound further away. And do you want to maybe try a couple of these things?
Yes, that is fascinating. One idea that I have is that maybe if you want to make things sound further away, and you already know that when you're recording, do you think it would be advantageous for me to just be further away from the microphone?
Yeah, absolutely. That's always the best way to do it, provided that like I mean, in your current space, if you want to get 5 meters away, well, you can't. If you want to get 3 meters away and you get a lot of noise in your microphone, well, you also can't. So you gotta like play the compromise game. But yeah, recording further away like would always sound better. And that's why like when you get like sound libraries for films, right? They have like door closing from close up, and then medium, and then far, because it's really hard to just when you like play when you record something close up, there's all these things that happen other than the overall envelope of the sound. Like if I'm speaking right in front of your face, you're gonna hear the little air bubbles that are created under my mucus in my mouth, and then they pop. You hear those. And when I'm far away, you're not hearing those. You're hearing the projection of my vocal cords. So same thing with a door. If you record a door close up, you get all the like mechanism of the door. Whereas if you record it far away, it's a completely different subset of sounds that make up what we perceive to be a door closing. So yeah, so recording further away is always best if you can manage the noise as you take your distance.
That's fascinating. In fact, that's another thing I did that I think was kind of an implicit assignment from three streams ago. We talked about ADR, and I watched a movie paying attention to that. And oh my god, it's crazy. I mean, things that are far from the camera sound really close, and you can definitely tell that the person is speaking into a microphone in a studio in some cases. Either because they're moving around or whatever. In some cases, it feels out of sync with the energy that they have on the screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that is crazy. And I told my wife the thing that we talked about, and she was like, "Oh no, you messed it up for me. Now I cannot watch movies anymore."
Yeah, absolutely. Like watching Planet Earth with the knowledge that about 10% of what you hear is actually coming from the animals is it takes a little bit away from the experience, I gotta say. Like like but it makes sense the second you think about it. Like how do they have the sound for the lizard walking across the stone in a pit full of snakes? Like they don't have that recording. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So Bo is saying that there is an aligned script for Reaper and it might help with consonants. That's interesting. We may try to use that. So
Yeah.
I don't want
If
to
we
spend
need it.
too much time on this thing because I want to actually try to record the acoustic guitar, which is the main dish of this meal today. But I do want to play around with just a few things. So you said that we could cut some of the silences. So do you want to do that with one of these things and see if we can tell the difference?
Sure. We can also do that. Like that could also be your little homework, if you want as well, because that's just editing. You already know how to do it. So let's do like, production-y things.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, just to like try cutting between even those sub phrases, but I think that will be excessive. But definitely like if there's like a 1 second gap or a half a second long fully silent gap, definitely get rid of all of that. It really kind of
Mm-hmm.
cleans things up. Um,
Yeah, and I guess all this silence at the end as well. This silence at the end is just when I hit stop on the recording.
right, exactly.
So I could probably just
That'll
come
be a
here and
quick
do
snip.
this and get rid of
Yep.
everything in here.
Hmm.
It also looks nicer.
Yeah, I like things in blocks. Yeah, and the align script by MPL is awesome. Everything MPL does is super awesome. And again, like it's a decision whether you would even use it or not. It could be fine. Um, I said the
And what the align,
consonants
I
work.
suppose what the align script does is it hears for the transient and aligns all the transients. Is that
Um,
what it does?
I think you have a target. There are two aligned scripts. One of them like has a target and then it aligns to that target. Let me just refresh my memory. Um, but yeah, I was saying basically the aligned thing more in terms of um, you were saying like, is that something you would fix in pre or post with the consonants? I was saying that in terms of like the next time you do backing vocals, just remember to underpronounce your consonants, and then that's something you can do in pre that makes your life a lot easier in post.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, so the MPL align gets a file and then it aligns to it.
So do I just run this script like this? And then I need to say get.
You'll get a. I keep losing your footage. Yeah, and then you select one of your takes, and this is like I think. Do you need to? Bo would know better. Would the old like does he need to implode to takes to use this one, or I don't know. I guess select one and say get, and we'll see what happens.
So what I did is I clicked get several times and nothing happened. So I clicked on plus, and then this happened.
Okay.
This interface showed up. So I think that I kind of loaded this take into the effect or the script, and now if I click on something that is super out like this one, and I say get, analyzing takes, and then nothing happens. So
yeah, this is you need to make them takes for this to work. I think that's what it is.
So
You
it's
need to
multiple
implode
takes on the same item, not multiple takes across different tracks.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
We don't
So
need to
select all
dwell on
the.
it
Bo
too
is saying select all the takes you want to adjust. The top one will be the guide.
Okay.
So I'll say get, and it's
There you go.
analyzing takes, and it's taking a bit longer this time. And I have a beach ball going, so it's probably gonna work. And it doesn't seem to be super fast.
There's another Align script. I think it's Locasana or maybe Amagalma, and that one is cool too.
So it didn't just analyze one, the first transient. It analyzed more things. And yeah, this is my reference, which must be this first one, I suppose. And then there are, well, 5 in total. And then, I don't know. Do I click like get again? Do I say minus? Oh, this is just to hide the interface. That's what this is. I am dumb. So if I click on one of them, okay, whatever. Let's not spend too much time on this one. But you were saying that we should try some other things that don't necessarily have to do with alignment, right?
Yeah, if you want to do some harmonies bus processing, we can do that. Or if you want to just start recording, we can do that too.
Yeah, I think that
Up
it's
to you.
better to do things right. For instance, if we try to record background vocals for this other song, then I will not pronounce the consonants as much, for instance. That kind of thing. So I just wanted to show this as the baseline, and then when we finish recording our song together, we can hear this again and laugh at it. Either because it's funny or because it's so bad. But we are gonna laugh at it.
It's really good. I think it's really like nicely done, and it's a good song. And when the song is good, then don't even worry about the other stuff, you know.
Thank you. You are too
I'm gonna
kind.
grab coffee real quick.
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to close this project. I'm going to start a new Reaper project for this because I think that my routing on that stream was crazy. Maybe better to just do it like this. So, new folder, the stream is about to start. And I will put something here. And while Arya is gone, I'm going to go over the song once again because I want to make sure that I remember how to play it, and so that you all on the stream can hear the song in case you were not here 2 weeks ago. So these are my lyrics. Oh, try sitting on the floor. That was my homework. I didn't exactly do it. I may in the future, so I'll leave this here. So I'm gonna go through the song once to remind myself how to play it, and so people on the stream know what we are going to record. And just because I can, I think I will just leave this mic open and record the thing. So we are recording now, and we are recording the thing that is on the stream actually. This microphone is the one on the stream. Oh, another thing I did is I got a tripod. Look at that.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't exactly get a tripod. I got this lighting kit. I was not happy with the lighting on my videos, so I got new lights, and it came with 3 lights, and I decided that 2 lights was better for my scenario because there was a lot of glare on my head because I have no hair. So I decided to just go with 2 lights, and the third tripod, it's a stand, I was not using, so here it is. Okay, I'm going to do the trick again of putting my monitors through my shirt. That's a trick I picked up last time, so there are no banging noises. And here is the song we are going to record. About to start, we'll talk about code or whatever we'll talk about today. It's about to start, so please hang in there while I check that everything is okay. Sound check, camera check, lights check. How's my hair? Oh wait, I don't have any hair. Maybe put some pants on and I am good to go. So get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start. Get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start.
Oh, love that. Love that ending.
Yeah, and it really helps when I tab my own stuff, right? Helps when I'm playing it. So, what do I have going on here? I am get ready wherever you are, and then I need as the hang on, I have to fix this. I will not be able to play it if I don't fix it. Get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream yeah, so this is one off. This is G sharp, this is an F, and this is a G, 'cause the stream is about to... No, this is wrong. As the stream is about... Okay, this is wrong, and I messed up when I played it, but it was supposed to sound... Oh, you don't actually see the thing that I'm typing on. So I'm typing right here, and it was supposed to sound, get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start. So it was supposed to be... Yeah, and I messed it up when I played first.
It's gotten a lot faster, the song, since 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, my wife said that it worked better if it was faster. What do you think?
Cool. Yep, I like it. It's more appropriate for a song you play when your stream is about to start, I feel.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm going to go over this one last time to fix these tabs, and then we can talk about how we are going to record, okay? So give me a minute here. Get ready wherever you are. How's the stream? Okay, so I go to G sharp. Oh, another reason to use Visual Studio Code for tabbing, you can do things like this. Multiple cursors.
Oh. And I guess like if you denote a code wrong, you'll just be like, find all the B flats and replace them with Bs. That's just, yeah, no, this is, I am so stealing this idea.
Yeah, so I think I got it right now. Get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start. Get ready. There you go. This is my song, everyone. Stream is about to start. Yeah, this is actually G sharp. And I think that I'm actually going to the G sharp here. You are, 'cause Because, yeah, I'm going to the G sharp there, so I'm going to go and do
Yeah.
this. Oops. Messed up. And then over here. There you go. And I keep missing this sharp here. It is sharp, G sharp. There you go. Haha. Bo says, haha, awesome. Love the minor subdominant you threw in there. Yeah, the whole. I'm not good at harmonies. I don't know harmony. I don't know music theory all that well. So all I did was just borrow some of the minor chords. The song is in C major, and I borrowed some of the chords from C minor, including on the final cadence, which seems to be the part that Arya likes the most.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for the major fourth going to the minor fourth.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the creep chord.
Yeah, it is in creep. But I think that the thing that sticks out to me the most in creep is not the minor fourth, it's actually the major third.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is like, it's okay that the song is only 4 chords because the 4 chords are awesome. Apparently
Yeah,
they
they're really
are stolen from someone else, but still, it seems like Radiohead sued someone for stealing their chords while they stole from someone else. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm writing all the songs we are gonna use on these streams. I don't want to get like copyright strikes on my streams, so I write my own stuff. I have never recorded a song from someone else because I want to be able to publish my songs, and I don't want to like run into issues with this. Yeah. Okay, so we have a song. Another thing I did was I practiced playing without singing.
Okay.
Oh no, baby woke up.
Oh no.
He was silent for like the better part of the hour. Okay, so we decided last time that we were going to use this shotgun microphone, and we decided that the best position for it was around here, pointing at, I guess it was like pointing on this direction, right? Trying to get rid of the sound that comes out of here. And we said that it was going to point at roughly the 12th fret, and we wanted to be closer to the action, something like this.
Yep.
Oh, and
did you like that placement now that you have recorded with it a couple of times? What did you think about that placement overall?
Well, I recorded using a different microphone and a whole different thing. I mean, for the other song, I knew I didn't have much time. I was actually just laying down the thing so I would remember it. So I actually just recorded the way I used to record before we started the streams. And I thought it sounded okay, but the guitar was going to be front and center on that song, and it may not be front and center on this one. Right? I don't know. That's what we talked about last time. By the way, before we even start recording, do you think that there is something I should change in terms of the composition, or if I should change some verses, or if I should change some part of the harmony, or repeat something, or not sing something?
No, I think it's a really solid song, and I think it is loopable. So once you do that cadence, if you just do like a chick, 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 and then you can always kind of loop it back to the beginning as well. Cause maybe people, you need to stall for longer than one duration of the song. So it'd be nice if it loops. I have lots of ideas for like ornaments on the song. but nothing where I'm like, oh, take this section out or put this section in. So I was thinking for when it's sound check, right before you say sound check, we glitch the hell up the whole thing. And then it's like sound check. And then we can use, you can just tap on your SM57 as a percussive element, sound check, something like that.
In fact, that part was inspired by, not inspired, it stole from a John Mayer song called Something's Missing. And he goes, guitar, check, microphone, check, whatever, check.
Oh.
And still something is missing. We all have that feeling. So that's where I stole this from. In case you all are interested in the composition process. I even thought about streaming the composition process, but then I was like, no, let's not do that. Too potentially embarrassing, even more potentially embarrassing.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow, so cha.
Yeah, so do you want to go ahead and try to lay down the guitar?
Sure.
Anything else that
let's
you
do a
think we
take.
should do? I mean,
no, you're not gonna sing, right? So you're just playing.
I'm just playing.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
I'm going to go to my monitoring effects and I'm going to tune this little guy. One thing that I like about this guitar, I used to have this other guitar, a Taka Mini guitar. It sounded okay, but I like the sound of this one better. And what I really like about this guitar is that it very rarely goes out of tune.
That's great.
I think that in order for this to actually run, I need to monitor this. So I don't want you all to hear this twice. So I'm going to mute the master and enable this.
If you mute the master, it won't go to monitoring effects.
That's true. So you hear two of me now. That's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty dead on.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, Bo says Radiohead sued Lana Del Rey. That's kind of lame. Anyway.
So
awesome.
How do you usually do this? I usually do like 2-3 takes. Even if I'm happy with a take, I still do it again just for the sake of it. It's usually better when I do it again anyway.
Yeah. How are your, again, this kind of, for me, is a bit tricky because I don't know if on Skype what I'm hearing is that your level's a little bit too hot, but what are your levels set at?
That's a good point. So it may be too hot. Let me. I should have checked this first. But
it could be just me hearing it on Skype.
Well, I can tell you it never clipped because, but it almost.
It got damn close. Okay, that's fine. Maybe bring it down because the next time the margin of error of 0.4 dB is just way too low.
Yes. Let me see. So I'm going to play something loud, and it doesn't clip. So is that how you do it?
Cool.
And something.
You could like shoot for 18 or whatever. I don't, unless I mean, I guess, and I'm not hearing exactly what you're hearing. If you set it at -18 and the noise is manageable, then cool. But I think when it comes to home recordings, it does benefit to go as hot as you can without clipping because noise is not a non-issue, you
Yeah,
know?
okay. So will you say -18 at the peak or on average?
Yeah, that's the average that people go for, but I just always go for hot as possible.
Okay.
Even though it's a bit of a remnant from the era of 16-bit recording, I'm just like, there's no downside to recording hot. Unless you clip, then you'll regret it,
Yeah, okay.
and
So on
people will probably hate.
average, when I'm speaking, it's at -18, and I'll zoom in case the Skype call or the stream is not as sharp as my screen. But
Actually, make your zoom in on your track itself so that the meter gets bigger and the values get more high resolution.
oh,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I am averaging around -10 and peaking at around -6 unless I make an effort. Then it goes.
That sounds really good to me. That those levels sound like my type of levels.
All right. So Bo is clarifying some things. Adam Lee has a video about the chord we were talking about, the major third, I suppose, not the minor fourth. I don't know which one of the two. Is it the minor fourth or the major third?
I guess using the minor fourth in a major setting, it has a nostalgic feel to
Okay.
it because it's like la la kind of
Yeah,
deal. Yeah, I
especially
get
the
that.
transition between the two. So smooth. Love it. And then he also says the Radiohead suit Lana Del Rey. Alright. And it seems to be an old Hollies song. I don't know that song. I know it was borrowed or copied from something else. I didn't know from where. Okay, so I'm
I
gonna go
mean,
ahead.
every chord progression is a Bach chord progression. He's done probably everything in the realm of diatonic music, so it's
Yep.
all weird. Yeah.
And Adanelli has this other video. I think it's Adanelli. Super great video. He came up with all. He was just talking to some people who did this. He did not do it. So people came up with all the possible melodies by arranging all the possible notes in all the possible placements, and they put it on a hard drive. So now all the melodies are in a physical medium. So and they copy the thing, and I think they like released it to public domain or whatever. So it's like a very weird
That's
technical
dope.
and legal device.
That's dope.
Let's focus on the recording, Bo says. All right, I hear you, Bo.
I will say one thing, Leandro. The last chord that you play, don't let that ring out if you're planning to loop. You know what I mean?
Ah, so you mean
Yeah. And then we can always wrap it back to the beginning if you want, or it could be like a longer tail and then just starts again. But if you wanted like to be a more or less seamless loop back to the start of the song, then just play it with that in mind.
okay? Okay, I'll do that. Something like that.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I messed up a few chords in there, but
Again, one more like ornamental idea that I would pitch to you is on the line, "How's my hair? Oh, wait." On that "oh, wait," maybe with the guitar, also put a little pause for comedy timing there.
Ah,
So how's my hair?
how's
Oh,
my
yeah,
hair?
you know, kind of thing.
How's my hair? Oh, wait, I don't have any hair. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, another. Since we are talking about the composition and chords, I really like this minor fifth. So I think it's like a mixolydian sort of thing. I don't know the, I don't know these names,
Mm-hmm.
but I have in this transition, I put a minor fifth there.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of.
Yeah, indeed, Mixolydian vibes.
Yeah. So Bo asks, are you gonna play to a click? Not if I can avoid it. We'll see. Maybe we can try it, but not today. I don't think.
Well, my game plan was to get a good first take that we like. Then, if we're recording doubles or whatever, if we need it, then we map the recording to the grid, or we map the grid to the recording rather than the other way around.
Yeah. So let's do one more take, and we select between the three. How about that?
Sure.
How about that?
Ooh, that was really good.
Messed up a transition on one of the chords, but between the three takes, do you think that we have something, or do we want to play it again?
It's up to you. I also hear slight skips in the audio, so it's really up to you.
Oh,
Do one more take. It's not too long. Let's do one more take, and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
we'll
Also, I
pick.
want another take with the pause in the middle that you suggested. But what do you think are these gaps?
I don't know. I am really weirded out by Skype right now, especially if people in the chat hear things normal. Then I gotta figure out a way to also maybe just hear you through YouTube with a slight amount of delay, which we have actually tried with Bo here in one of the streams, and that was also annoying, Bo, wasn't it? But anyway, let's do another take. Why not?
And when I am playing, can you see me singing without singing? I have to do that. It's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there you go.
Nice.
One of these must be good.
Cool. Yeah. We'll make it work.
We'll make it work. That's what we'll do. Okay. So we have a track and we have our takes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to wrap up now. Go back to my family. So next
Okay.
time, what we can do is, well, first of all, you can assign me some homework, and then next time we
Okay.
can talk about maybe recording the vocals or editing the guitar. How do you want to do this?
Okay. So I guess homework one, um, pick a take, and in case you didn't like any of the takes, you wanted to do more takes, maybe do a couple more takes. In case that is, yeah, if you weren't happy with any of your takes, then just do a take that you're happy with. And what else can I make you do? I guess. Okay, so this is up to you. If you want me to show you how to tempo map, we can do that. Or I have a tutorial about it. You can watch it and map it by next time as well. So that's up to you. If you want to do that on the stream, or do you want to do that in your own time,
I'm going
and
to
then
do
we'll just
it.
talk about like
I'm going to
recording.
do it. Well, I'm gonna try to do it as homework because people who are interested in learning about this can go to your channel. But
Cool.
if I don't have the time to do it, then we'll do it together.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link of two videos in the chat, and one of them is by my buddy Andre Beller, whose system is in many ways superior to mine, though I still use my own system because A, I'm too used to it, and B, I find my system to be a tad more precise. However, when it comes to this song, I feel like maybe even precision is not. Maybe you can sacrifice a level of precision to get a quicker workflow going for you. So let me just find your chat, and I'll paste both of these links on there.
And Bo says, show how to edit the background vocals. Do you mean for the other song? Or do you mean... And who are you talking to? Do you want Arya to make a video about editing the background vocals? Or do you want me to do it on the stream? I guess we will record background vocals for this song. I mean, it could be kind of fun. And then we can edit those on the stream, or at least do a bit of it. Because I know how to edit in Reaper, but I am used to editing podcasts and videos, not background vocals or drums or whatever. So I don't think it's exactly the same process. I mean, it's the same mechanics. You still split and delete and whatnot, but it is not the same workflow, I don't think.
And there's the second link that I'm gonna paste here. So you can watch both and decide on which system you like more. I do, cannot deny that Andre's system is awesome.
Okay. You sent this on the Skype chat, I suppose?
No, I put them both in the stream chat just in case other people want to check them out as well.
It didn't show up for me. Not yet, anyway, but I think it will.
Okay.
If it doesn't, then I can ask you to send me the link and I'll put it on the description of the video from the stream.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, you're still hearing me doubled. There you go. I don't think it makes a difference, though. I mean, shouldn't make a lot of difference.
It's one of those things that now that it stopped, I can see that it made a difference, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I will select a take, I will tempo map it, but before I do it, I want to learn what... I didn't tempo map the other one, so why do you do that? What is the purpose? I know that what it does. It aligns the Reaper grid, which right now is like... It says that the song is in 120 BPM and that this is the start of a measure, and that's of course not the case for this song. So I know that it will align the Reaper grid to my performance. Now my question is, why do we do that?
So I guess You could totally go ahead and not do that if you think you won't be thrown off by it when you're doing vocals. I thought if we're doubling your guitars, that could be trickier to do without hearing some sort of a click, because you will have your kind of natural fluctuations, and then the second time you're tracking those, it could be kind of really hard to anticipate that you're about to like drop 1 BPM. But if it doesn't throw you off, so that's another thing you can do. Instead of spending like 20 minutes watching two videos and then another 20 minutes doing the tempo mapping, you could select your take and then try to do a guitar doubling and see if you don't need a click, you don't need a click, rock and roll, you know?
Okay, so if I tempo map, I will have a metronome. I can enable this guy, and it will be in sync with what I play. And
Mhm.
then, how do you do that? Do you usually watch the timeline moving, because then you can see that what is coming ahead will be slower or faster? Is that what you do, or do you just hear the metronome?
No, yeah, just kind of from what you hear, you'll be better. Like, yeah, you will just kind of like, and I'm really just only like listening for the ones, so it makes it slightly easier. Definitely, I mean, we decided not to use any MIDI on this. If we were, then the answer is very obvious. And sometimes, like, I feel like I don't need it, but some other times, especially when I'm playing faster things without a click, then I definitely would need a second click, or I need to tempo map it so that when I'm doing my next take, I know like, oh, like I'm kind of overall going down. But no, I try not to watch the screen. I try to just kind of play.
I see. And Bo gives another good reason for this. If I tempo map, I can do things like echoes that will be like an eighth of a note if I want, because Reaper will be aware of the tempo of the song. So that's a good argument as well.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the answers are MIDI, overdubs, and effects that are synced with the.
Time
Yeah.
based.
All right.
Yeah, even navigation, right? Like go to next measure, go to previous measure, putting markers on, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. I guess the way that I
Yeah.
recorded, I tried to record some songs. You can go to my YouTube, very early days, and there are some songs there that I tried to record using a click track, and I couldn't really play to the click track. And now this idea of tempo mapping sounds a lot more appealing to me. But then I recorded this other song I showed you without any of these devices, no click track, no tempo mapping, no nothing. It was just me, and the timing is very sloppy on that one. Uh, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in seeing how this will compare when I tempo map and I hear the metronome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it will be better.
Cool.
And I will also try to play a second guitar on top of this, just to see how difficult it is. And I bet that it's freaking
Yeah.
difficult. At first, when you mentioned this on the previous stream, I didn't even think it would be possible to do that. It may
Mm-hmm.
just be, it's impossible for me to do it. We'll see. I'll try it out.
Yeah, cool. So you got tons, not tons of homework, but yeah, you got a good amount of homework, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
luck, Godspeed.
Arya, thank you very much for your time and for being here on my channel. It's always lovely to have you here, and thank you everyone else who was in the chat. Thank you, Bo, and everyone else there. It's awesome to have you here, and you can come back here tomorrow on my channel at the same time, 5:30 UTC. We will continue writing some JavaScript for this app I'm developing. It allows you to draw on top of your computer screen or on top of an OBS stream. And yeah,
Yeah, can't wait for that to be ready to record. I guess you can already download it, right?
yeah, it is available for developers if you are interested in like using Git to get the thing and then installing the
Mm-hmm.
development tools. You can run the thing. It's open source and it's already on the GitHub repository, but it's not packaged, so you don't have a DMG that you can open and click and drag stuff, and it doesn't have a
I see.
.exe for you to install on Windows. And I will work on this
Uh,
in future streams. I'm doing the whole development on the streams not only because I find that useful. I mean, it's not just one YouTube video where you say, "This is how you do it, jump cut, it's done." You
mm-hmm.
can actually get me, you see
Mm-hmm.
me doing all the mistakes, and also I think it's the time that I have. It's the time that I have to work on this personal
Yeah.
project, so I do it on the stream. And it will be packaged. I will have a nice website for it. It's all in the
Nice.
plans. I mean, it's still going to be a bunch more
Yeah.
streams before I get there. Probably a couple more, like 10
Yeah, I
or more
usually
streams.
watch, but tomorrow I'll be also streaming probably around the same time. Maybe I'll start a little later. So tomorrow I won't be seeing you there, but good luck.
Thank you. And
And
yeah, thank you all. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon and PayPal. In fact, I now even have a GitHub sponsors situation going if you are on GitHub. I just got my account approved after about 6 months of waiting. So yeah, there is that. And thanks for subscribing to me, to Arya. I see you all next time. Bye.
adios.